Hello. Is this thing on? Do you read me?
Yes, I read you. Over.
All right. We are starting the podcast now. Over.
Roger that. Starting podcast.
All right. Turn the phasers on.
Okay, please wait for the beep.
Beep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting episode of Two Dudes in a Room.
Hell yeah.
We're here to give you what you need, which is some of our
Talking.
Yeah.
Because that's what you crave.
That's what you crave. You crave it like...
Dude. Oh, go ahead. No.
Let's crave electrolytes.
All right, that's what I thought. Dude, today's a special episode. You know why?
Why is that?
This is the magic number.
What do you mean?
This is episode 18.
Oh, no, you mean yes, for some people, it's special. Other people think it's 21, but either way, we made it here. We out here.
I just want to know why 21 has a 5-car garage. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And he only has 6 cars?
Yeah, like, what are we doing?
No, it's a 12-car garage, and he only has 6 cars.
No, he downsized. You didn't know about that? 21's not doing too well right now.
That's terrible.
Anyway, I made that up. So what's our question of the day, man? I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. So the question of the day comes to us from Luke's father, which is, what's one life lesson that you would want to teach your child or children?
Wow, that's a deep one.
That is, it's kind of deep. But before we get into the actual life lesson, I was actually wondering, what are you going to name your kids? What do you think?
You know, I had a list on my phone where I was keeping like good names that like I would just hear like as my life went on, I would just hear a name like, oh damn, that's a good name. And
Naruto, Hisoka.
No, definitely not. I don't know what you're naming your kid, but I'm not naming mine that shit.
Right.
You name your kid Hisoka, you're basically asking for him to end up in jail.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. That's a dangerous move right there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple names, you know. But what about you? Have you thought of that stuff?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've known.
Oh, you've just known.
I've known what my son's name is going to be since like I was like 5.
What about your daughter's name?
This one's it's going to be Marceline Roxanne Wheeler.
Marceline?
Yeah.
What is there any significance to Marceline? Like,
yeah, it's a really
is it a family thing?
No.
Okay, good. So I'm not going to hurt anybody else's feelings by talking about how bad that name is.
It's not really bad.
It sounds like gasoline.
And
Marceline. Sounds like a marshmallow. Marceline. Marceline? Dude, that's like naming
Marceline's
your kid.
It's a great name.
That's like naming your kid like Eleanor.
Oh,
or like,
brother. I didn't know that we're going to sit here and dunk on baby names now.
Well, I just think Marceline is weird. It sounds,
you could have Marcy. It's Marcy for short.
Marcy?
Yeah.
Marcy?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Listen, don't be mad at me because you never watched Adventure Time.
I hope you have a fucking son. What's your son name?
What do you think my son's name is going to be?
Probably like...
Oh, it's
probably like Garbanine or fucking Arginine or Bromide or some shit since you named her Marceline. You probably named him Eugene. Probably Eugene or like Marshall.
Man,
you're probably gonna name him Marshall because it's Marshall D. Teach and it's Marshall and Marceline. You got a matching thing going on. That's what you're probably gonna name him. What is it?
It should be really, really obvious to you what my son's name is going to be.
Just tell the people.
If you knew anything about me,
Oscar.
Yes.
Unoriginal.
He'd be Oscar.
Unoriginal.
Oscar.
Cop out.
He'd be Oscar Lewis Wheeler V.
Unoriginal.
It's called having a legacy.
Unoriginal.
I know.
My last name's Hershey, dude. I don't want to hear your shit about a legacy.
You're not even the real Hershey.
I am. I am literally related to the real Hershey. That's actually wrong. I am related to the real Hershey. I can talk about it. If you want me to fucking talk about it, I'll prove it.
All right, fine. Talk about it, Mr.
Okay, well, first off, he had no sons. He had no sons or daughters because his second wife had trouble having kids, and she died when trying to give birth to their first son, and it was a miscarriage. But he is which is super unfortunate, but Milton, who is the person you're talking about, was in a family of like 4 or 5 brothers. And they actually came from the Middle East. The Hershey family came from the Middle East a long time ago. So he is my I can't remember how many greats. Great uncle.
Okay.
So I don't have to make up a fucking first name thing with numbers to have a legacy. But what I want to talk about today is the question of the day, because I think that's way more interesting than Marceline or Oscar, to be quite honest. Both pretty trash names.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Why don't you go ahead and give the people your baby names? Why don't you go ahead and pull that list up on your phone and we can go through.
I mean, it's gonna take me.
No, it's all right,
dude.
You had all this
time.
Listen,
Oscar, listen. I know it's like funny and stuff, but I'm just saying, like, legitimately, it's gonna take me a long time to pull that up because I haven't opened that list in a long time. So we're gonna have to sit.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna be really bad for the people.
I thought you were just technologically savvy and it wouldn't take you 45 minutes to pull up a list on your phone.
It's gonna take me a long time to pull that list up on my phone.
Oh my god.
It's gonna take me a long time to pull that up.
Well, do you remember any off the top of your head? You have a kid today where you name them.
Fuck, dude.
Because Nathan's
not the best name. I actually don't like my name. I actually don't like my name. I've never liked my name. So I'm not going to sit here and try to cap.
Good. So I don't have to pretend to like your name anymore.
No. But
stupid.
I'm trying to think. Dude, off the top of my head, man, I don't think I can remember any.
Since you shit on Marceline so much.
Well, I mean, you're the one who said it. I just had to point out that it was bad.
It's not bad.
I'm trying to remember. I think Iris is a cool name. But I don't think that's in my list. I had two girls that I was in a relationship with tell me that if they had a daughter, they wanted to name her Aurora. And I've always hated that name.
That's too. It's like a tongue twister.
Yeah, thank you. What I don't like, it's like Aurora. Actually, you probably shouldn't be doing that. Oscar, it has been 6 minutes. Can we please talk about the question of the day?
Yeah, sure. So what are some life lessons that you want to pass down to your chitlins?
Well, I definitely would pass down. Honestly, I can think of a couple. Is it okay if I go?
Sure.
What?
This time you can go first this time.
Okay. Well, first off, I would definitely teach them not to have their name be Marceline. I feel like that would affect them pretty bad mentally. And Oscar is like a hot dog company, so I don't really. It's like a Sesame Street character type name. Honestly, no. I think the first thing I would teach my kids is, dude. I feel like nowadays, like, society really tries to push for not making a mistake, and it's natural that it does that because mistakes suck. But what's more important is how you recover from mistakes, right? Like, they're gonna happen. You can't control mistakes. Life's gonna shit on you sometimes. You can try to be as prepared for it as you want, but it's gonna break you. And if I can teach my kid to be okay with sometimes mistakes happen, don't beat yourself up. It's how you fix them. It's how you recover from them. It's how you learn from them, right?
Right.
Like, if I could teach my kid to not be afraid of failure and to be okay, to be comfortable being a little uncomfortable in their life. Right. Can you imagine how well that kid would do? You know what I mean? Like, if they really learned that trait, I feel like that would set them up.
Right.
You know, aside from a slew of other things, I'm sure that we would both teach our kids, but we're not going to sit here and list the whole curriculum out. But
yeah,
that's mine anyway. Sorry.
Mine. I think it's really important to. This is something that I think I do, and it's something that I really do think that I want to pass down to my kids. Is like I like being. I would tell them to be friends with people who are different.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Who are either people think they're either weird or whatever, or they don't fit like.
Oh, you don't mean different than them. You mean people who.
Or yeah, different than them. Different, like just be friends with the weird kid. You know.
Yeah, don't be afraid to like make friends with someone who's a little different
than you. Yeah. Than you, or like maybe they don't have like a lot of friends, but.
Those motherfuckers grow up into being really interesting, talented people typically.
That's what I'm saying. Is always don't just try and keep an open mind, because I feel like a lot of people kind of set like barriers up with who they won't talk to,
or they'll like make a judgment from seeing someone, and they'll kind of avoid them or something.
And like you never know. I think that's all my best friends are like people that I would have never thought that I would have been friends with. Like if you would have wrote down like their stats, like who they are as a person on a piece of paper, like before
and like
I
a picture,
met them,
and like a picture of them.
yeah, and then told me like this guy or this girl is gonna be your like day one.
You'd be like,
I don't know about that. Yeah. So just always keep an open mind, you know.
hell yeah.
And I think that like part of that's on me by like being able to take them and show them different parts of the world and get them out of a comfort zone, you know?
Yeah. Show them that like they don't know all the things they might be able to experience.
Exactly. There's different people.
No, that's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I have to ask you, are there any traits that you possess that you don't want to pass on to your kids? You know, like any personality or like habit things that you're like, shit, if you saw it in your kid, you'd be like, fuck, I did that. You know, like,
Oh man, I don't know. Anything that I don't want to pass on?
like any negative like habits or personality traits that you don't like about yourself that you're afraid might get just like copy and pasted onto that kid.
I have, and you know this, I'm very quick to anger. To
No way, you are?
Yeah, no, like
would've
if something slightly inconveniences me, and I think that this it comes from like the military, but like if something slightly inconveniences me, it pisses me the fuck off. Like I can't.
You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, like it irks me. It'll irk me at first, and then if it keeps happening, like I'll just like, yeah.
So you don't want that?
I'll lose it. Yeah.
I think
it could be like that with like I just want, you know, my kid to be like more cool, like cooler, calmer.
Yeah. Level-headed. Not
Level-headed.
let stuff get to you. Dude,
Yeah.
that's one thing I want to teach my kid is to have a thick skin, dude. Have a thick skin. Because you can't let people are going to say shit. You know, people are going to talk shit. You know, you can't let that get to you, man.
I think
Especially not on the internet.
I think in my family that won't be an issue because my dad has this thing. He very much believes in everybody needs a bully, and he doesn't like the fact that like bullies have went away.
That's a very controversial opinion.
Oh yeah, my dad has a lot of those, and like he even does it to like us. Like my dad will like he'll like just find things that you may not even like about yourself, and he'll just pick at it.
They'll just give you shit about it.
Yeah, constantly.
What's the
like
what's the benefit?
Well, he says that it's like it teaches you resilience, teaches you to have a thick skin, basically. And like my little brother.
I guess that's kind of true.
My little brother, ever since he was a baby, right? Ever since this dude was like a month old, my dad has called him a douchebag to his face.
Dude.
Like 100%. He's called this baby like a baby,
Yeah.
a douchebag for 13 years.
Oh
and like he just, you know, but we've now he knows, like, you know, if that's what your dad's gonna do to you, you know,
Yeah.
it can only go up from here.
No, I mean, even you and I, because like you and I have kind of a friendship where we'll give each other shit a lot.
Yeah.
That's not most of my friendships. Like,
Yeah.
A lot of my friendships are, I mean, I have some that are like that, you know?
Right.
But that has taught me kind of a similar thing. Like now when people like say some shit about me or kind of poke fun.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't really do shit because
Oh, yeah.
I just think they're like they're busting my balls. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're just giving me some shit. and, like,
100%. That's what I'm literally like that with all my friends. I can't even it's to the point to where like sometimes I'll feel bad like maybe, and like I'll have to stop myself from like ruining friendships.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll have to stop myself from ruining friendships because somebody will say something. You know me. I can't let you guys start feeling good about yourselves.
No,
I have
second,
I have
dude.
to tear you down. Why? Because fuck you. That's why.
Not for,
I'm
not
like
for
that.
1 second, dude.
Anybody who's like really good friends with me knows that I will not I will not hesitate to give you fucking shit. Like you I don't care if it's your best day. The other day, Daniel, you remember Daniel?
Yeah.
Daniel posted on Instagram that he got like a Navy accommodation medal, which is
cool.
like a super
Wow.
it's a super impressive thing that he did for, you know, all the work that he's done for his unit for a really long time. He posted on Instagram. You know, the first thing I said on there is,
what?
I said that, oh yeah, that's really impressive, but that's not as good as getting diamond on Apex.
Oh
and
my
so like
God,
I just had to take it away from him. Why? Because fuck him. He doesn't deserve happiness. None of you do.
What are you talking? Whoa. We just went from a wholesome place to something else.
No. But,
what do you mean?
But I think that's where that's like my love language. If I'm not giving you shit, like
Bob's the same. I think that's why you and Bob vibe well, because Bob's the same way. Like his family always like that's how he shows love to someone else, is kind of like fucking with them a little bit,
right?
You know, just giving him shit.
Yeah.
He always calls it busting their balls, but I just feel like that's a little gay, and you know, nothing wrong with being gay.
Yeah.
But that's just not how I swing.
Right.
So I like to not use that term or say pause, but.
Right.
You know, Bob doesn't give a fuck. He'll just unabashedly say shit like
Yeah.
that. He'll say it on purpose.
Yeah. But I just feel like with all my loved ones, if I'm not like giving you shit like 24/7, then I really don't.
When you give someone shit, it also means that you feel comfortable around.
Yeah.
them. You know, like when Daniel finally gave me some shit, the Tobey Maguire thing.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't
Well,
help.
I mean, he just made an observation about your appearance.
Oh my God, dude. Which is kind of funny actually. But
Yeah.
but outside of that, like I was like, dude, I'm so happy like we got to this point before he left. Like
Yeah.
he feels comfortable enough to do that. And I think that's how it should be, dude. Like
Yeah.
I don't think every friendship should just be, I don't know. I feel like
Dude, I literally can't, like,
if I were to give someone shit and they were to get all like hurt and I'm friends with them, I'd be like, this kind of feels restrictive.
he can't take it.
Yeah,
I'm not really friends with you if I can't.
They can't
give
hang.
you shit.
They can't hang like that.
If I'm scared, of like hurting your feelings, then it's really
Yeah. Kind of
like
lame.
I say,
It's like a relationship now.
dog. Like I've made.
Oh
like,
yeah, how are you gonna give your fucking partner shit?
yeah.
That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, that's
They're
the.
gonna have to be really cool with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, oof.
I mean, you should see me in Park.
Oh no, I remember. You remember on his birthday when he came over and everybody got drunk? Remember?
Yeah.
You were giving him shit for fucking. You were yelling right in his face because
No.
you get loud when you get drunk. It was to the point where Nick actually felt bad. Like Nick was like, "Damn, he's like really laying in the park," and his girlfriend's right there.
Fuck that dude.
I was like, God damn.
It's to the point
And
with
Park
me and
smoked
him.
some, so he was like, he was just chilling, you know.
With me and him, it's to the point to where like he, like it doesn't, like nothing's
Smoke
off
some
limits.
cigarettes, by the way.
Yes, cigarettes. For him, like I remember, this might be a little personal, but
Hey, not mine. I have no liability here.
yeah, his father passed away.
Oh,
and then
shit,
like
that sucks.
the day after that, he was making jokes about it.
Oh my
and
God.
Then like I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
would
like,
too, bro.
And then like I realized like this is like
Him
coping,
kinda dealing
and
with
so
it.
I was like,
I'll be the good
all right,
friend here.
all right. And then,
No
then I would
way.
I would just start laying into him.
Oh my
about
God.
it, and so like.
Obviously, if he ever was hurt by it, you'd stop immediately. Dude, I'm
this
so
man,
sorry.
this man literally on the way back from Japan. We came back from Japan at the same. We had the same plane and shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. On the way back to Japan, we're taking we're in the airport, and he's just talking like out loud, in line, like right behind me while I'm trying to ignore him about how his dad just died.
Oh my
And
God.
like he's just like being real loud about it. He's like, "You're being really mean to me after my dad died." And I'm like, dude, shut
chill,
up.
chill, bro.
He's just like, and then like, he's just like, just stuff like that, just like going
Yeah.
super hard about it. It's just like, but that's our humor. That's like the way we joke around with each other, and that's how we cope. And if he wasn't comfortable enough to do that, then we wouldn't be friends.
Well, you have to go and like give each other shit for humor, because if you tried to like actually come up with any real comedy, it would just be sad. I mean, you just fail immediately.
Well, I mean, I feel like that you might not know this, but having that kind of humor is comedy.
It's the only comedy that you can go for, though.
That's not true. I have a very
Okay,
wide
tell us a
array
joke
of.
right now. Why don't you tell the people a joke?
Listen,
Because I have a joke. You want to hear one?
sure.
All right. It's a dry joke.
You didn't have to tell me that. It was you telling the joke. I know.
Oh, actually, wait. You've already seen this joke though. So
No,
it's
go
not gonna be
ahead.
funny to you. Okay.
No, go ahead, please.
Okay. It's that thing that John posted where he was like, "Hey, don't be telling Indian bitches shit because that dot on their head record everything." You saw that already, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why you're not laughing because you saw it already. It's not a fair
Yeah.
comparison.
it's
You've already saw it. You've already seen it. I bet you chuckled when you saw it though.
I mean, I'm not. It's kind of racist.
The thing is, you laugh at all your own jokes.
Because they're funny.
But like
that's why.
But like I know a lot of really funny people. Like Micah's funny. I know a lot of funny people that don't laugh at their own jokes. They tell something that like kills. You've seen people do that.
How many of them are comedy geniuses?
No, I'm not
How
saying-
many of them are comedy geniuses?
I'm not saying
Me. That's all.
I'm not
okay,
saying that
so-
you're not a comedy genius, Oscar. Okay, this doesn't have to do with you. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying I know a lot of people who will kill it. Like they say some funny shit and they don't laugh at their own jokes. And I find this interesting because there are other people I know who do kill it and they do laugh at their own jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I know, but I've always found that interesting because I feel like that's just like you either are that kind of guy or you're not, right? Like you either, and I'm someone who, even the funniest jokes I've told, which has had like, you know, people cracking up, I don't laugh at my own jokes. I've never, once I conceive the thing, it's like I get it's enjoyment out of it. It's done. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm fucked up. I'd say if I'm drunk or something, I will sometimes laugh at my own joke. You've seen me do that.
I think that it's just, if it's funny, it's funny.
No,
I don't
get
care
it,
how
I get
many
it.
like if
But sometimes you'll take a joke that's not funny, and because you're laughing at it and it's contagious, other people will kind of chuckle because you're laughing so hard at it.
that's the joke.
And it takes a joke that
usually
isn't
know-
funny and kind of makes it funny.
That's what I'm saying. Is that I know that that's why I'm a comedy god. I could take something that's not funny and make it funny.
It's not really.
That's how it's like I'm
But it
doing
means you're
fucking.
no, all that's
I'm
happening
doing
is you're, all that's happening. All that's happening.
Alchemy
All that's
and
happening is you're
changing the property
no,
of the.
no, you're not. No, you're not. Your materials suck.
Yes.
Your material sucks, and then you're just laughing at shitty
You just
material.
admitted that I take things that are not funny and make them funny.
You come up
and
with
people laugh.
You come up with not funny things. They're not funny, and then you laugh at them, and people like your laugh because you have a good laugh, and then people laugh.
Look, man, I know.
You could
I
say
know.
you could say anything. You could be like tapioca pudding, which isn't funny, and see. I guess I'm funny. Because you
What was
laughed at my joke.
What was that? Was it Fairly Odd Parents? They had something like that too. It's like it was like Cosmo. He like laughs at everything, and then they were like, "Oh, pudding," and then he was just like, just fucking cracking up because it's fucking hilarious.
That's what I'm gonna do. Next time you tell a joke that isn't funny, I'm just not gonna laugh. Like
luck.
even if you start laughing at it, I'm just gonna sit there and we're just gonna let it wind down. That's what you do. Whenever I tell a joke that isn't funny to you and I laugh at it, you just sit there in silence. Like
Because
you
it's
literally
not-
just
because
wait.
it's not funny.
And that's what I'm gonna do. When you tell some shit that's not funny and you just laugh at it,
You
I'm just
can't.
gonna sit there.
It's- this
Yes,
is a-
I
this
can.
is a-
Yes,
this-
I can.
this is
Yes,
a-
I can. Well, we'll prove it. We'll prove it.
Okay.
We'll prove it. We'll have plenty of time today. Which we're going to Barton Springs today, which I'm hella excited about.
Again?
The third time.
This
Fourth
is
time for
this is
you.
my fourth time in 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, I actually learned some swimming tips, so hopefully I won't drown today. Because I'd like to not pull a Daniel. I will. Can I get
Yeah.
some credit? Can I get some credit? It is.
Yeah, you didn't have to get rescued like a fucking little
yes,
kid.
it's embarrassing that I mean, Nick saved me, so
Oh, yeah,
in a way
that's
I
true.
kind of did. But
Well, not by you didn't have the whole fucking pool
yes,
looking
but
at you.
he was clutch with that shit, dude. Nick just like immediately knew what to do, and I saw it. And I was like, oh my god, what a lifesaver. But no, it is embarrassing that I was fucking drowning. But I will say I did get water in my lungs, which sucks. And it was after like hours of swimming. Okay, it wasn't what Daniel did, which if I remember correctly, what was it? 5 minutes?
No, we literally jumped in the pool. His girlfriend started swimming over, and then we were gonna follow her. We started swimming. I made it. And
To
like,
what? What were you swimming over to?
so you remember we're in the area that we were usually hanging out at,
Yeah,
which is on one
yeah.
side of the pool.
Yeah.
The other side of the pool is probably like How far would you say away
Oh
it is?
man, it's like 60 feet.
Yeah,
I think,
about 60 feet away, right? So I swim all the way to the other side, and
First thing.
and like I see his girlfriend, and like I'm like, "Where's Daniel?" And we look back, and this man just like
jumped in and started drowning.
he's midway across, and he just puts his hand up and has the guy come and save him. Because he got water in his contact lens and he couldn't see, and he started freaking out.
Oh, well, okay. So he was able to swim. He just got water in his contact lens.
That's the excuse that he said. But yeah,
Because I was fucking choking. I could, and I'll be the first to admit I can't really swim very well. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna try to sprinkle that, sugarcoat it is the term. I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat that shit. Are you on your phone?
yeah.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, this guy says he's a consummate professional.
Right. Well, Micah's telling me some pretty important information right now.
Is it regarding Japan?
No.
Oh, okay. Is it like an emergency or something? Is he okay?
It's not an
You're
emergency.
making it sound like
It's not an emergency or anything. It's got something to do with money. So I was interested. No. What was I gonna say? Yeah, fuck Danny. He can't swim.
I mean, I can't really swim either, to be honest. At least I tried.
You didn't. Yeah, you didn't immediately drown. So I respect you more.
God damn, bro. God damn. That's crazy though. But his back was probably like just sore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I'll carry the show while you're on the phone.
No.
No, I was gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I just finished working out and stuff like that," and I was like, "Okay."
Oh, Daniel said that?
Yeah.
Well, his back is sore from carrying your Apex squad so much.
That's not true. I mean, I'm the one in Diamond. So
Is he not in Diamond?
He is not in Diamond.
So he showed all those stats when we were at Kirby Lane.
yeah,
But at the end of the day,
I'm better.
you're in Diamond and he's not?
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Doesn't the game just help me if I'm wrong here, okay? Because I don't play Apex very much. You know that. God, do you know that?
Right.
Doesn't the game reward better performance?
Well,
like it doesn't just look at wins,
so
right?
What the difference is that some of those games may not have happened in ranked. They may have happened in
the
pubs.
screenshots that he showed?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what.
Because I'm just saying, if he really is performing as well as he says he's performing,
Right.
then
He'd
the
be-
game can see the stats and it
Right.
would just give him a higher rank.
No, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
No, because if you don't play enough, then you have to kind of grind.
Well, you have to do what's called placement matches.
Not until this season. That wasn't a thing.
So, okay. But I'm saying you have to do well enough for you to be moved into another bracket, right? Like the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's saying that he did all these fucking games where he performed really well.
Right.
So,
But those games could have been in pubs and not ranked. So if you play
because
in
that's what
pubs all the
that's what
time-
I care about is ranked. That's
Exactly.
what I care about.
Yeah.
That's where I would because
Me too. That's why I'm in Diamond right
I'll
now.
play pubs when I don't feel like worrying about my rank. But if I were to like brag or like show someone my stats, right? I'm gonna pull from my rank stats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's impressive. Is to be like, check this fucking rank shit out, dude. I just recently got I just started playing CS:GO. I've been talking to you about it.
Right.
And I'm almost at I just started playing. I'm only a week in, and I'm at Gold Nova 2. I'm about to be Gold Nova 3.
I have no clue what that means, but that's pretty cool.
Okay, so it's like it's the same as getting gold in Apex.
Sure.
So imagine if I got gold in a weekend. Like I just started.
Yeah.
Took me 1 week. I got to gold. So I was like, wow, I didn't expect that because CS:GO is a pretty unforgiving shooter.
That's not really.
But what it means is that I'm average,
right.
right? Because that's the most popular rank is Gold Nova 3.
Right.
So I'm average, but it is cool that I got there in a week. So I was like, well, shit, let me just keep going and keep grinding and like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make it to what's called in CS:GO, they have weird rank names. They don't just go with like gold, silver, platinum, that kind of stuff.
Right.
They go for like Eagle and like Master Guardian and Distinguished Master Guardian and that kind of stuff. I don't know why they're different. I chose to be different. but
Right.
That's what they do. So I'm trying to go for DMG, which is Distinguished Master Guardian.
Okay.
And I'm going with John to see if we can make it. And it's been really fun so far, man. That game is hard, but it is very fun.
I want to get you into Apex because I think that you could be pretty good.
I could be pretty
good, especially playing on PC. Like,
yeah, that's
because you're like a no lifer.
100%.
So,
dude.
I think that you could actually do well, and do well enough to like at least hit. You could probably get diamond.
I could definitely get diamond.
Possibly.
What I can probably get what's above diamond?
Masters
Masters like the top.
No.
What's the top?
Apex.
And then above Apex is like pro.
No, that's it.
Oh, Apex is pro.
Apex. If you're an Apex Predator, you're the top 700 on that console.
Okay, I'm not going to get Apex.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be in the top 700 people of all players on PC.
It's
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not going to do that.
Very hard to do.
No, I'd be happy too if I got to diamond for sure. I mean, I'd be happy. It's a lot easier to do on console and PC, but I'd do it, and I'd honestly see where I could get, because I think you're right. I could be good. It's just I'm a little worried about, because Apex and CS:GO play so differently. I feel like I'd be fucking up some muscle memory for myself, you know?
Right.
Like, I've already had situations in CS:GO. I don't know if you know much about Counter-Strike, but you pull out your knife, and when you pull out your knife, you run faster.
Yeah.
Like a lot faster. Depending on the weapon, it can like double your speed. And I've already started having this problem where in other games that won't be CS:GO, I'll try to press 3 to pull out my knife.
Right.
And be like, oh fuck, I forgot to this isn't CS:GO.
Right.
So I'm a little worried about doing that, Oscar, because I feel like it would fuck up my muscle memory, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you're good at video games, then it wouldn't really be a problem playing 2 games at one time.
Maybe if I was younger, but I'm fucking 27, dude. I'm about to be 30. You know, like,
yeah.
Getting to that age where I'm not trying to be a sweaty tryhard gamer all my life anymore.
Right. That makes sense. Listen, I had something to ask you about. Like, I wanted to get your thoughts on something. Have you heard about like what's been going on in like Hollywood with like the strikes and stuff like that? No,
actually, I didn't know there was something going on.
Oh man, dude. Yeah. You haven't heard anything about it?
No, really. Like,
so basically, right now the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild, which are the unions for the writers and actors for like everyone in Hollywood, are striking right now against the studios because there's like I guess their contracts have come up and they're trying to negotiate on like new things. And like, have you heard about like, well, of course you haven't, but the stuff that the studios are doing to like try and break the writers is kind of fucked up. And so I was just wanting to talk to you about that. I had wondered if you had any thoughts about like that, but apparently you'd never even heard of it.
No, but I mean, you can tell me about it.
Yeah, man. So basically what happened is that I think it was like in May or so, the writers started striking. And basically what they're looking for is like, have you noticed that like over the past couple of years, like ever since like streaming has become a big thing, the length of seasons have become shorter. Like you'll have like, it used to be something to where like TV shows would have been like 24 episodes in a season.
Yeah.
But now on like Netflix or HBO Max or something like that, it'll be like
15.
No. You're looking at like 10 or 8.
Oh my god.
Total.
Are they the same length per episode?
No. Well,
do they do? Because I know some of them have been doing like the hour and a half long episodes.
No. So it'll depend on the show, but like normally like a regular TV show is like probably 30 to 45 minutes with with commercials and whatnot. And like now, I think like if you look at like The Last of Us and stuff like that, that's like it's about an hour, so it's pretty comparable to the time. Like it's about 10 to 15 minutes, a little overtime, but like they're significantly shorter. So writers have to find more work than they used to. So instead of writing weekly,
they're not set for like a year or whatever.
Exactly. And what studios also have been doing doing like mini rooms, which is where they'll have writers break stories and like give them ideas and stuff like that, and then they won't pay them. What? And they'll have like another team work on it.
They'll just not pay them?
Yeah, so they'll get paid to to like break down the basics of the story, and then they won't get hired on to the actual show.
So they get nothing to gain from it besides like an hourly pay.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fucked.
And so and not only that, another big thing that's happening is that I think the main sticking point that the writers are trying to get rid of is that studios are trying to use AI to like write shows. Or
that's never going to go away.
Or at least not that they're trying to. They're basically trying to replace them, and so that's what they're fighting for. Is them? They're basically saying like, hey, you can't do that. You have to pay us to get. You
have to pay us to use AI.
Yeah,
to write.
The same thing with the actors. AI. The actors. So like the studios were trying to.
I think the writers are going to lose.
Well, I mean that's the whole thing of a strike. You can't if you have you heard of the last strike that happened in like 2007?
I think so.
Yeah, where like that's when what's it called? Like live TV, like your The Bachelor and stuff like that. Yeah. The stuff that isn't like scripted. That's when that became popular because all the
reality
scripted
TV became
reality
popular
TV
because
like it's not scripted.
What are they called? Like Seinfeld and stuff. What kind of show is that? It's sitcom. All the sitcoms and stuff you're saying, and like scripted shows.
Well, yeah, any show that has a script was either canceled or terrible.
I'm not saying they're going to lose. I'm not saying the writers are going to lose this specific strike because obviously without writers, like these shows are fucked. But I definitely think they're going to lose in the long run with AI.
Right.
Like you and I both know. Let's not lie to ourselves. You and I both know years from now, AI is going to be used to write shit.
Right, but that's what but that's what they're trying to fight against.
I know, but they're gonna lose that fight, dude. 100%. AI is going to only continue to get better and better and better and better and better and better and better, dude. I'm telling you, it's gonna just be used in the writing process. You know, that's the same. Similar things happened, Like similar things happened with artists when like Photoshop came out.
Yeah,
because you could just use tools to like fix anything. You know, and I'm sorry, which one won? You know?
Yeah.
So, I get it, but at the same time, like, that's just technology.
They are also doing that with actors, too, because they're saying, like, so background actors.
Or what do you mean?
No, with background actors, instead of paying somebody to do, like, a week of shoots, right, for doing background acting, what the studios want to do is scan them once and then use their likeness in perpetuity forever, you know.
Oh.
Without paying them.
Yeah, that's a little fucked up.
Yeah.
That I agree with. If you're literally just using someone's talent, right?
Well, I mean, it's I'm not going to say that it's, not important, but you should get paid if your face is going to be used in a product or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. I 100% agree. If they're going to use your talent and if they're going to profit off of your likeness,
right,
and not give you any compensation, I feel like that's a little bit fucked up, don't you?
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I just I don't know. I think it's an interesting topic because a lot of entertainment is going to be hurt by what's happening right now because they've been striking for months, and the way that the production schedules work is like everything needs to flow, and now this blockage is here. Like,
it's gonna be fine for me, man, because I don't really watch too many TV shows.
Yeah, I know.
Although I could get through this strike by watching all the TV shows that I've missed. I could just like watch a bunch of classics. I've never watched like Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy is like One Piece for white women. A lot of people really like Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, it's like Nick likes Grey's Anatomy. Well, yeah, but it's like actually Brandon likes Grey's Anatomy. It's like 27 seasons long. Okay. Yeah. Oh, like you're just saying it's long. It's long. Yeah. Oh, sure. I mean, yeah. I don't need to watch all of it. Yeah. I already learned my lesson with the benefit of watching all of something when I watched One Piece. But I mean, there's other stuff too. Like there's like other shows that people really like. You know? I haven't seen Heroes. I haven't seen Supernatural. I haven't watched The Boys. I haven't seen any of those. You haven't seen The Boys? I've seen a couple episodes from it, but I haven't watched it. Bob's seen
Well,
Bob
hasn't
watches
seen-
a lot of shows,
Well,
especially
no,
if they involve
I-
Marvel-esque.
No, I watch
Characters.
He doesn't like The Boys.
No,
I
he
watched,
doesn't like it because it has fucked up shit in it, and
Yeah.
if there's any fucked up shit in a show,
Yeah.
that has to do with like gore or like sexual themes,
Yeah.
he just doesn't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that you don't watch TV at all.
I just haven't gotten a lot of enjoyment from it when I have watched, but I'm open-minded. Like I'm willing to give it more attempts. I'm willing to. There's just like there's like things that bother me with shows. There's like tropes. There's like dialogue tropes in a lot of the shows I've watched.
Yeah, but you haven't watched a lot of shows.
But all the ones I have had it. It was a very high like success rate. Even Succession, even the episodes of Succession I watched with you.
Really?
Yes. Even the
'Cause-
episodes of Succession I watched with you had these dialogue tropes in them.
Well, like what tropes? Because Succession, I think, has like really great dialogue writing.
There were yeah, it's not the so how do I give you an example of something that has the qualities that I like?
I can understand if you're talking about like Marvel movies because they're all the fucking same.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's not that they're all the same. It's like because it's a show and everything's pre-written, the characters usually like reply pretty quick, you know? And they're like quick-witted. Like they sound quick-witted because they reply exceedingly fast. Like the script's all right there.
Yeah.
So they'll like say stuff that like no human would say. It's too funny or like it's too perfectly witty, you know? And like the argument that Nick had for Succession was that they're like very smart and talented, like wealthy people that are trying to win this business thing.
Right.
And so they would be smart people, right? I mean, like oration would be a skill that they have.
Right.
But that didn't really save it for me because it's the same thing I don't like about several other shows that have nothing to do with business or the main characters being smart.
Right.
Like it's just not realistic dialogue.
You don't like it being witty.
It's not that I don't like wittiness being there. It's just like it takes me out of. I'm not used to shows yet, so most people don't realize that this is even a thing because they're so used to it. But it takes me out of a show when people don't talk like realistically, like naturally with ums and like fucking they fuck up in their speech and like because I've seen movies that do that. A lot of the Quentin Tarantino movies, as you know, Oscar, have like fantastic dialogue that's like still relatively. Except for some small moments, it's still relatively realistic. It's just
Right.
like two people talking to each other. I love that shit. When dialogue is just like normal, it's perfect. But in those shows, they'll say some like, they'll be like, I got coffee from the store today. And someone will be like, oh, coffee doesn't really do it for you, huh? You know, and they'll make some comment about like, you know, their character, or they'll like make
Yeah.
it's just too fast. It's too
I know
corny.
what you're talking about, but I guess that you're
You just
right
get used
about
to
like, I don't even think of it like that anymore. I just think of like, oh,
It's a show, right? It's
Yeah.
like that's like complaining about watching an anime and them having like the anime Japanese reactions.
Yeah.
Where they like their faces are drawn really simple and they
Yeah.
like emote. Like,
exactly.
but you could also make the argument that there's a lot of anime that doesn't do that.
Right.
You know, that doesn't.
Yeah.
And you might just like those. So I can see both sides of it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that takes me out of a lot of TV shows is that the dialogue is like unrealistically perfectly quippy.
So you must not like Rick and Morty and stuff like that, because like that's like all that show is.
Rick and Morty, you know what makes it easier for me, I guess? You know what makes the pill easier to swallow is that it's animated. So I'm not seeing like a live person. You know what I'm saying? It's like a drawn character. So it's a cartoon show. So I'm a little bit more used to that.
Right.
But even then, in that show, sometimes it's a little bit, you know, it's a little too much. But Rick and Morty's really funny. So that helps for me. I'm willing to look past it if it's really fucking funny. There's a lot of shows that have that I'm willing to look past because they're funny. Like Always Sunny in Philly.
Well, you should like Succession because Succession is hilarious, dude.
It has some funny moments, yeah. I didn't see a lot of them when I watched it with you, but that was 2 episodes.
Yeah, but yeah, you didn't even. I don't even think you watched 2 episodes.
It was 2 episodes because you watched another one later. You came over another day and you were watching another one.
Oh well.
Like
Yeah.
I've seen him like fucking spill the coffee on the other dude, and then he gives him something to like clean his eyes or whatever, and he gives him lemon juice or some shit, so it makes it worse. Or there was some moment like
yeah,
that. Like I've seen
yeah.
that whole scene. Wasn't really that funny. I saw that whole scene,
No, you need to watch like season 1 and season 2 to get peak Greg. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just always taking me out of shows. That's typically why I don't watch them. But I'm sure that would go away after
I think
a
you
while.
should give it. I think you should give it a try. I mean, now that you're, now that you have.
Is that
all
really
this,
your number one?
what?
Succession?
No,
What's your number one?
my number 1 TV show.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, you're telling me to give TV shows a try. You might as well give me the best shot you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, one that you think I would like.
So you're not asking me for my favorite TV show. You're asking me for the TV
Here's
show.
what
that
I'm going to
you-
say. You are interested in getting me to like TV shows, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think is smart? Giving me your favorite TV show or giving me one that I'll like?
I think. I mean, that's hard to say because you'll like so much.
It's not a trap question. It's a genuine question.
Yeah, I'm thinking because Succession is a solid TV show. I'd recommend that to anyone. Yeah, I'd say pretty much. Oh, it'd be a good one. I think you'd really like. What's that show called? Oh, it's on Apple TV. This one's one I like
Better
a lot.
Call Saul has a lot of realistic dialogue in it.
Yeah,
which I
but-
like about the show.
Yeah,
you know?
I think Vincent Gillian does a good job at that in both shows.
Yeah, that's true. Breaking Bad has that too.
What's that show called? It's gonna kill me now.
What's it about? Maybe
it's-
I've heard of it.
It's about this guy who it's on Apple TV, and it's about this guy who he gets this surgery. In his world, you can get a surgery that splits your mind in half. So there's a work you and and like a personal life you, right?
Okay.
And so the way it works is that like your personal life you goes to
Severance?
work. Severance, that's the name. How'd you know that?
I looked it up.
Anyway, Severance, yeah. But so it's like so you have a work you and you have a personal life you. You'll go to work, right, in your personal life, and as soon as you enter the building and go through this like onto this elevator, it switches over, and so your work self will just work and go through a normal work day, and then to them they'll go into that elevator and then they close their eyes and open their eyes and they're back at work the next day.
So they don't remember anything.
That is all they do is that all they do is work constantly. And so there's no way out. They don't do anything else. They don't know anything else about their outside world, about their outie. That's what they call them. They don't know anything, like they don't know if they're parents. They don't know if they if they have families. They don't know anything about themselves, right? They can't have like relationships. All they do is work for this mysterious company. And in the real world, like a lot of people, there's protests against like being severed because it's seen as like, inhumane, because that's like an actual person that's basically doing slave labor. They're just as real as like the
They
personal
can't even
life
benefit
you.
from their pay.
No, they don't benefit from anything. All they do is get like knickknacks from the company. It's like actual hell.
Yeah.
That's it. If I was like if I was like the guy who was working, that would be my actual hell. Is you just trapped at work. You can never go home. You're always around your coworkers. Like there's no break. And then
What happens if you get fired?
they cease to exist.
What? They can just do that in your brain?
But no, think about it. If you don't go into that elevator,
No, but you would go into you'd go work at another company, right?
I think it's only one company that does it. So
I thought this was just a surgery you could get, like as a person.
Yeah, half of your consciousness would cease to exist. Like that
So
person.
it's only if you work at this specific company?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. So if you like stop going to work, like if you're outie,
Yeah, that thing would never wake up.
it would never wake up. You just cease to exist. All your coworkers would like just the next day, like you wouldn't be there. and that has happened in the show, and like they're like, what happened with blah blah blah, and like the company would make up reasons, like, and like the company's mysterious and weird and stuff like that. And so like I think that would be a really good show. It's like a lot of mystery. Oh, it's pretty
Watch a
depressing.
depressing show.
But it's really interesting, and it's like pretty sci-fi and stuff like that. So it's really cool.
That's the one.
I think
that's the one that you'd start me off on?
I think that's a good starter. And although it is being affected by the writer's strike, so season 2 is going to take a little bit longer to come out. But
what can you do, right?
What can you do? But I think that's a good show to start you off on. And then like, if you like that, then you can watch like other shows like Succession, The Last of Us. That's a really good show. There's a shit ton of shows.
You like the game, huh?
What?
You're just a big Last of Us guy. You like the game. You like the show. You just like the Last of Us.
It's really good. It's really good stuff. Especially, the show's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, we can get you on Game of Thrones and stuff.
Oh, like, nah. Not Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is good.
Dude. Come on.
It was, dude, I want you to be a part of like a zeitgeist.
Just level with me, bro. You don't have to act. You don't have to just be real with me, dude. Game of Thrones, really?
Yeah, up until I will defend Game of Thrones until season 5. After that, well, season 6, I'll say. I'll defend Game of Thrones until season 6. After that, the gloves are off. Then you can say like, oh, Game of Thrones. Okay, I understand. But up until a certain point, that was like phenomenal television. Phenomenal television. And that's why it was so huge, because it was amazing. It won like fucking 50,000 Emmys. Like it was
50,000, huh?
Yeah, it was somewhere in that ballpark. But like you couldn't go anywhere without talking to people about Game of Thrones.
I mean,
because
I also disagree.
So
I disagree that popularity means something is just like objectively good. We've been over that several times.
No, but I think that if something is
popular,
if it gets
a lot of Emmys, that's different.
Yeah, I think if something is popular and it wins a lot of awards, and
it's like
people,
critically acclaimed.
Yeah, and critically acclaimed. And there's a reason for the popularity. I mean, there's a reason for it. So, yeah. I would really I don't
want to watch Game of Thrones, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just not my thing. I'd be willing to give it a shot. I always give things a shot, right? With anime, I have a 3-episode rule, which worked for the vending machine anime, and for shows, how long are the Game of Thrones episodes?
It's about an hour.
Yeah, so I'd probably just watch one. I'd probably give one a try.
I would say for Game of Thrones, you'll know by like.
I'm not watching 5 hours, bro. I'm not watching 5 hours.
I would say give it the first 3 episodes.
3 hours,
dude. You say it like that, but like it goes by pretty quick. It's 3 episodes of TV.
Maybe I'll think about it, dude.
But I would say just give it that shot. Because it's a really good, even if you don't like fantasy stuff, like it's a really good political show too. Like the politics of that's what I liked a lot about it, was the politics of the world,
like the political subterfuge. And stuff.
Yeah. That's where most of the fun comes from. And and like the way the different houses interact and stuff like that. And you have your
Bob
favorites.
didn't like Game of Thrones.
Well, Bob didn't like it for other reasons,
because it has sex and killing in every episode.
Yeah, it has boobies.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoilers.
By the way, breaking news: medieval times had a lot of violence and sex.
Yeah,
just putting that out there. I don't know if you guys knew that. People had sex a lot, and they also killed people a lot back in the medieval times. So
yeah, and they also had dragons, which is
that's not true. They did not have dragons.
I saw pictures of dragons, and that makes me think that they were there.
And who would just go on the internet and tell lies? Who would do that?
Who would go on Beyonce's internet and lie like that?
Lie to people, dude.
Yeah,
couldn't be me.
I don't know. I would. I think that would be a good show for you to watch. Like Sopranos would be a good show for you to watch.
Oh, is that the mafia one?
Yeah,
that's the one with the gabagool.
The gabagool,
the fucking gabagool.
Yeah,
I've watched a lot of the Sopranos, so I actually know a lot of the major plot points.
Have you what?
So
you're weird.
So how
do you start like all these shows and like just never finish?
Here's how. So I didn't never start the show. I never started the show. So on YouTube, if you were to amass all the clips of Sopranos on YouTube, you could be able to download all of them and seamlessly edit them into the entire show without any blank points. And the reason for that is you have, I call them the primary and the secondaries, and then you have the tertiaries. So you have primary YouTube channels that are like the Sopranos official streaming service, whatever it's on. What's it on? Do you know?
HBO.
Okay, so like HBO will have like clips of the Sopranos, you know?
Right.
Like themselves. So it's like super HD. They're really short clips. They only show you like the most famous moments, right?
Right.
And then I call those the primaries. Then you have your secondaries, which will show like other notable clips from episodes, you know? But they still, then they're slightly lower quality and they don't have every single clip on there. And then you have the tertiaries, which is just like a dude. It's like a guy that just chose to like upload, you know, a clip or a moment, or honestly, sometimes they'll be like half of an episode on YouTube and it's like 480p and like the audio is not perfect.
Yeah.
I've watched all of those. This is how I watched Better Call Saul. This is how I watched
You think that
Breaking Bad.
You think that that's like
No. I just do it. I the show is so good that I can't help but watch another clip.
How do you think?
You know?
How do you know?
I put it together. I put it together.
Clips?
I put it together. Like you can tell that. Oh, this is after that one guy died. I see. And like one of them really confused me. You know the old dude.
This is like the worst way to watch a television show I've ever heard of in my life.
You know the old dude in The Sopranos that like tries to kill the main guy. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
There's a lot of old dudes.
No, like he's like the old guy that has like the big jaw and like he's a fucking hard ass. Like he's an asshole. And like there's a scene where the main guy is driving after that guy and that guy's holding like an ice cream cone or something and he like drops it out the window and they're like driving after each other in the main street.
Yeah.
And he gets him and he wrecks into him and pulls him over and starts like giving him shit.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
So that was a confusing scene because when I saw that first, and so I didn't know like where in the scope of the show that happened. And then later on, I find out that, spoilers by the way, if you're watching Sopranos, don't listen to this. Don't listen. They whacked that guy. You know?
Yeah, I think you should probably just watch the show instead of trying to put it. This sounds like how I used to watch anime.
I wasn't saying that I wasn't going to watch the show though.
Yeah.
I was just saying like that's why I know about The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I'm still willing to watch the show.
Yeah.
I'd be more than willing to watch it, but because I like mafia shows and mafia movies and stuff. Those are like my favorite types of movies.
Yeah.
I love mafia movies. Godfather, Goodfellas, fucking Heat, fucking not Godfather 2 and 3. Godfather 2 is okay. It's not bad. Godfather 3, I don't know how I feel about it personally. That's just me.
Okay.
What?
Nothing. I don't want to get into that right now. But
what about Godfather 3?
Godfather 2.
Godfather 2 is all right.
It's like the best one. Anyway,
I don't know if it's the best one.
Rather.
The first one's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like it's like a nice wholesome film.
Okay.
It has everything in it. You know?
Okay. But what I was gonna say is, I think that, yeah, I've never met like someone is like not watched anything, like anything.
Yeah.
You're
you did say to befriend people who are different.
Yeah. You're like it's like being friends with somebody who's Amish.
They've just like never experienced it.
Yeah, just
but
never.
the fun of that is getting to experience it with them for the first time, right?
Right. That's gonna be crazy, especially in Game of Thrones. Oh man, Game of Thrones is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Okay, we can only watch Game of Thrones drunk.
Why?
I'm sorry, you not like that?
We've already discussed that you can only get drunk on like one day out of the week.
No, I can get drunk. No, that's not what we discussed. It was that it was 2 hours, and you usually do it late in the evening for wrestling.
Well,
if you were to come, listen, if you were to come over here at 6:30, or like, you know, yeah, at like 6:30 on like fucking Tuesday, we could easily watch an hour of a show and get drunk, and I'd be fine.
Yeah, but if you're watching TV show, you're not gonna watch one episode of Game of Thrones and then stop.
We could watch 2 episodes at 6:30. It'd only be 8:30 by then. I'd stop drinking at 8:30. That's fine. You know, 8:30. Come on.
Fine. If that's the rule.
We can also watch it together online. We have technology, Oscar. we can log into your streaming service and stream it on Discord, and we can watch it together
Yeah.
without you having to drive over here.
Right. We can do that.
Yeah, and then it'd be way easier. You could just call me up right at 6:30. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you trying to do that? No, but I gotta watch fucking this other Severance depressing shit first.
Well, Severance is, to be honest, I don't have Apple TV, so I can't really stream that on Discord.
Oscar, I don't know if you're aware of who you're talking to.
Because
but,
I like, as a One Piece fan, I take piracy very seriously, and I try to incorporate that into my life as much as possible.
That's
so
cap.
It's just
That's fucking cap.
What do you mean?
Hey, you know that before we go, I want to leave you guys with an interesting fact.
What's
You guys know the famous anti-piracy commercial that's like, you wouldn't steal a house. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Did you know that they pirated the music for that ad?
That's fucking hilarious.
It's real too. You can look it up.
Oh my God.
Very ironic.
Yeah, very ironic.
See, I could have laughed at that joke, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Even though it was funny.
Oh, well,
Do you want to wrap us up? Do
If you thought that was a joke.
you want to wrap us up?
Okay, yeah, sure. Listen, thank you guys for hanging out with us for another week, hearing our rambling.
Yeah. Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Make sure that you're still leaving those questions.
Yes, please do that, dude. We're running out. We're running out of questions.
We really are hitting the bottom of the barrel, and we really need your help. So please help us by leaving questions and making sure that we continue giving you guys what you crave, what you need, what you deserve every week. And with that, man, I can't even remember.
You say, you never know what anybody's going through.
You never know what anybody's going through.
To everyone.
So be kind to everyone. And with that, get that gabagool.